Hi guys, Christy here. Welcome to my video. This is going to be a Q&A about my adoptions. This is a video that is long overdue. There's been a lot of questions, lots of duplicates, and I'm excited to be able to answer all of your questions. Going forward in 2020, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different content. So I kind of wanted to wrap up this adoption foster journey a little bit. That doesn't mean I won't post anything about my kids' adoptions later on, but at this time, I decided that it's probably better for me to kind of move on and get a little bit of a normal lifestyle going on, because I'll be honest with you, my foster care to adoption journey was a rough one. It was very emotional, and for now I just kind of want to let it be and enjoy my little girls and move on to other things. But I know that a lot of you have been following our story and you have tons of questions, so I would like to be able to answer those here. I took some screenshots and I'm gonna kind of just do my best to answer all of them. Keep in mind that, you know, this is our life and we're choosing, it is a very private matter actually, and we're choosing to share it with you guys. So I will not be able to answer some of the questions just because I feel like I want to keep some things to us, and I don't want to cross the line of, you know, saying too much, and you know, it's difficult. It's difficult. I don't know why I'm explaining myself, but I will do my best to answer as many questions as I can. All right, there was a lot of them, so bear with me here. And I'm sorry, someone kept texting me over and over. I have one of those friends that does that like over and over and over, so I apologize for that. All right, so here we go. These are in no particular order, and I'll be honest with you, most of them, about 90% of them, are towards my recent adoption that I did document on YouTube. So a lot of them are towards Natalie and Lily's adoption. But like I said, in no particular order, they're kind of all over the place. Biz Ann Thompson asks, was it love at first sight with your adopted children, or was it a bond that gradually grew? I'm not a believer in love at first sight. No, it was not love at first sight. I grew in love with them, all 5 of them, very quickly. But foster care is very difficult because I try to guard myself and try not to get attached. So it's a very complicated love story. But no, it was not love at first sight, but it definitely was a fast and deep love for sure, and it still is. Baby Salinas 23, do your 2 youngest know they have another sister? What you do is amazing. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And yes, they absolutely do know that they have a little sister. I'm sure this is going to come up many, many times, but I'll just let you guys know that we are in contact. We have a very strong, great relationship with their little sister's adopted family, and we plan on spending some holidays together, and I consider them my extended family. We want them to grow up together. We want them to know each other growing up. Yes, they do know that they have a little sister, and we get along with the family. We're very close. Shyla sharing, she's actually been following me for a very long time. Is the adoption open? Will you foster more kiddos? So, all foster care adoptions are automatically closed. It is the adopted parent's choice if they choose to have an open adoption, you know, on their own terms with the birth parents. But just by default, all foster care adoptions are automatically closed, and it's our choice if we want to open it, but there's no like legal binding that we have to keep it open, things like that. It is still very early. We just adopted them a couple months ago. We're just trying to get settled as a family. My children know, all 5 of them know that they're adopted, and we talk about their tummy mommies a lot, and so that is just part of it. That's the first step. And yes, I hope to have a relationship, and I hope that they're able to have a relationship. It's really unclear right now. It's been a very rocky road with the mom, and so I'm not sure. Like, it's a difficult question for me to answer because I just don't know what the future holds. Am I open to it? Yes. Yes, I am open to it. I am not one to lie to my children. They are very aware that they are adopted. I keep them in the loop with everything, and I'm very open and honest with them. My husband and I both are. But as of now, They have not seen any of their biological family since the visits ended, but we will see in the future, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated if and when that does happen. But we are open to it. I hope that answers your question, Shyla. Again, mother of boxers too, will the little girl stay in contact with bio family? But I want to add one more thing to that. I am in contact with mom. I talk to mom on about a weekly basis. We text back and forth. I do send her pictures, and I told her that we need a little bit of space right now because it has been such a rocky road, and we just really want to be calm and enjoy our new family right now. And then we're working on building a relationship, so hopefully we can get to that point. Daniela Gamba, would you take the youngest girl's baby sister, or is that not an option? If not, why? So the baby sister has been adopted, like I said in a previous question. You may have been watching an old vlog, but she is adopted and we see her all the time. I'm of 7, I'm not sure how you say that. How are the other children adapting to the new adoption status? Great. Like I never would have gone through with this as much as I wanted them and loved them and cherished them and wanted them to be my daughters. I never would have gone through with it if my other children were not on board, because they are my first priority, and I've already committed to them. So I wanted to make sure they are on board. They absolutely love them. They are in love with their little sisters. Sophia Bravo asked, do the girls know that they have a little sister? Yes, they absolutely do, and they talk about her all the time. Again, will you have some sort of open adoption with the birth mom? I answered that. It's so many times. S. Karen Steven, is foster to adopt easier than adoption? That's a tough question because there's many different kinds of adoption. I'm not going to get into it, but just like a quick overview of it. I mean, there's international, there's domestic infant adoption where you just get placed with an infant. And then there's international where of course you fly internationally. So I don't know which one's easier because I have not done all of them. I've only done one, but as far as foster care adoptions, you can foster to adopt and then you can just wait for an adoptable child. It's still not like 100% for sure, but there are 2 different kinds of adoption in related to the foster care. But I would say that every adoption is completely different. Every adoption. I mean, I've had friends that waited for about 6 months or a year and they were placed with an infant through foster care adoption, and they were able to adopt her in 6 months. And then I've known friends that have had, you know, a foster care placement for over 4.5, 5 years and then adopted. So it's just really case by case. It's really case by case. And if you're looking into different options, maybe message me. I can kind of get a feel for your situation. I can tell you maybe what might be the best scenario for you. Okay, what was it like in the beginning for your older 3 when your 2 younger ones got placed into your home? My older 3 they're used to brothers and sisters coming in, making them feel welcome, sharing their toys, sharing their space, and then they're used to letting them go. And that is something I struggled with after I adopted Elia, actually my 3rd girl, my 3rd adoption, because I wasn't sure if we wanted to continue, but I noticed that I felt like my kids were growing. I really truly felt like it was doing more good than damage, because what an amazing lesson I was teaching my children. To help children that need a home, to treat them kindly and fairly and treat them like brothers and sisters, and then be able to have the strength to let them go and then have someone else enter our home and do it all over again. I just thought it was a once in a lifetime amazing lesson that we were teaching our children. So I would do it over and over again a million times, because I truly feel like it has molded my children into such caring individuals, and I really hope that they foster and carry on those qualities later on in life. I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud with how they handled all the foster kids coming in and out. I'm really glad that we did it, obviously, because we got 2 more beautiful blessings. Do the girls ask about their biological family? This is one of those questions that, I mean, I'm gonna answer it, but I'm really trying not to answer those like super personal ones. I will just say that they are fine. They are secure. They are fine. I just don't want this video to come across one of their family members and, you know, hurt feelings or, you know, make them feel some kind of a way. So that's a question that I'm just not going to answer. But I will honestly say that they are happy and they are content and they are not hurting. I'll say that. Do you see you all giving Ace a little brother, or will he always remain the only boy? So I'll be honest with you, before the little girls came to the picture, we had talked about having our own and hoping that it would be a boy, so Ace would have a brother, or if it wasn't, maybe adopting a little boy. But all those wants went out the window when we met the little girls because we absolutely fell in love with them. There was some times when Ace asked, like, how come I don't have a brother, or can we have a boy next time? But you know, that's just not how the cookie crumbles. That's just not what life gave us. So I mean, if something happened and for some reason we had a boy and he had a brother, great. But if it doesn't happen, then I think he's fine. It's not something that we're longing for, and it's not something that we're planning for, but you never know what the future holds. You never know, there may be changes later on. Would you guys consider fostering to adopt more sibling groups, possibly with small babies? No, I don't think that's in our cards right now. Actually, I do want to make a little announcement right as soon as I'm done answering this question, but no, I don't see myself adopting any more sibling sets. 5 is enough. That's too much for me. I don't know if like a future sibling would come into play. That may change, but no, and no more babies. I don't plan on fostering any babies. Like I said before, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen if we're gonna have biological children or not in the future. If that happens, then of course there'll be another baby in the house. But as far as fostering or adopting, I don't think we're looking into any more babies in that way. So that comes to my announcement that I want to share really quick. We have officially decided to close our home. We are no longer a foster home. I literally, after the adoption was complete, I celebrated for a couple days and I wrote a long thank you email to my agency telling them how happy I was with the adoption and how they just really helped build our family, and it made our prayers be answered and our wish come true. And we thank them so much for all their kindness and all their support along the journey. But as of now, we just really want to enjoy our family, and we are deciding to delicense our home. So we are officially no longer a foster home. That my reasoning for delicensing my home was we just really wanted a clear head to move on and really concentrate on our family without having to keep up with all the licensing requirements, the classes, the paperwork, the home visits. It's a lot. And we were just ready to completely move on. It has been over 8 years fostering, and we have had 37 foster children. It's time to move on, and we're still youngish, I would think, not quite 40 yet, and I just want to be able to move on and experience other things. And it's time for a change. It's our new season in life, celebrating our life as a family of 7, and we're just ready to move on. Fostering is like in my blood. It was a lifestyle for me. It was a big change. I do see us doing it in the future. My husband and I already talked about maybe when the kids are older, we'll relicense our home again and foster again. But as of now, we just really want to concentrate on our family. It's been such a wild ride that we're just really excited to calm down and move on into a different season in life. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a couple more questions. There's so many duplicates, it's just really hard to weave through it, and maybe I'll talk about some of the things that I think you guys might want to know. But what did you feel when you started the adoption process for Ace and Avea? There's a lot of questions in here. So what did I feel? Well, you know, this is funny because I plan on doing a whole other video on this later because it is such a crazy situation how we met Ace and Avea and the whole story behind it. But As far as what I felt, I was nervous, I was scared. I had newborn premature twins. They were born at 1 and 2 pounds, and they were 4 and 5 pounds when they came home to me. It was shocking. It was a culture shock because of course they're African American and I'm, you know, Caucasian Italian, and my husband is Filipino. There's a whole, I can't even get into it right now because there's a whole story and there's so many feelings and so many things that happened to us and so many people made comments to us. So I'll definitely share that story a little bit later, but I had a whole mix of feelings. I was scared, I was happy, I was in love, I was excited, and then I also felt this like hurt because people were very judgy. I'll just leave it at that, okay? So next part of that question, this is all the same person, says, how long did you guys have to wait to adopt Gigi? Gigi was a very long adoption, just like Natalia and Lily. We had her in our home for over 2 years before we were able to adopt her. The certain county that we adopted her from was like backed up, they were swamped. And from termination of rights, it took a completely whole year to do the adoption. The twins was only 6 months, and Tolly and Lily, maybe about 3 months from termination of rights and only a month from signing the adoption paperwork. So it was much quicker with the twins, and with Natalia and Lily, Elia's took a really long time. And that was just because they were backed up. But I will say that Elia's adoption was pretty cut and dry from the beginning. There was not any back and forth. Like, it was pretty clear what was gonna happen early on. All right, so there were a lot of other questions, but I feel like I have answered these questions multiple times in lots of different videos. So I know that mostly the people that know me and have watched a lot of my videos are the ones viewing this video. So I'm not gonna go over all the things that I feel like you guys already know. But if I missed anything, please go ahead and ask me the question below. I know that I probably skipped a couple of the most common questions. Really want to keep some things private, but yeah, this is my life. I just feel like I share so much with you guys. I want to keep some things to us in hopes that I don't regret it and then my girls won't get disappointed with me later. So I'm really trying to be really transparent and cater to them and not share too much information. So thank you guys so much for watching my Q&A. If you have any other questions, go ahead and leave in the comments below and I will definitely answer them if I can. And thank you all for being so supportive during our foster care to adoption journey. You have no idea what it means to us. There were some times when I was like really depressed and down and feeling alone, and like reading your comments and seeing how much you guys loved us and prayed for us and supported us really helped me get through it. So I'm so appreciative to you guys. You have no idea. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.